Hello and welcome to this week's refresher session. If you join me this week in practice, we looked at flow of the breath and flow of the bod, and hopefully somewhere in between connecting the two. So as we did in session, we're going to start on our backs today. Nothing else needed but your mat, your body, and the breath. So lie down on the spine, take the feet to the width of the mat and let the knees fall in. Right hand perhaps placed on the lower abdomen and the left hand perhaps on the left rib cage or above the right hand. Let the eyes close here. Lift the head, lengthen the crown of the head away from the spine and release it back down to the floor. Take an inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, release the glutes. Lift the toes, relax the toes. And let the big arm wings, the scapula, rest on top of the mat. Use the exhale that you have now to release further onto the mat. And by that I mean release anatomically, release the muscle fibers towards the mat. Use the exhale to release. And let's begin to notice breath. Notice where it's travelling to as it moves into the body, where it hits first within the hub, and where it moves away from on that exhale, releasing through glutes, sacrum, flat part of back on the exhale. Further release the shoulders on the exhale. Let the body be still for a moment before we start to flow. Enjoy the passive stature of the body as it just lies on the floor, unraveling from wherever you have been before practice. As you just simply lie here, breathing, noticing where the breath travels to, where it travels away from, and what parts of the body move as you breathe. A lot to think about, I know. But doesn't it distract the mind from thinking? I'd like you to set an intention for this practice and for the days between our next practice, something to work on connected to flow. And with this I mean, it might be a project that you want to start. Perhaps you need some flowing motion heading towards that brainstorm that hasn't happened yet. Perhaps there's a ginormous brainstorm on a whiteboard in your office that needs to be actioned. Perhaps it's someone you need to see or say something to. An intention related to flow, moving forward, creating, releasing. Think intently on this intention. Visualize yourself in this motion of flow, whatever that is for you today. Visualize you in this motion of flow, doing, moving forward. I'd then like you to visualize you with a piece of paper, pen in hand. It doesn't have to be a fancy piece of paper, any sort of scrap. Start to write that flowing intention onto the piece of paper. Look at the shapes of the letters, the colour of the ink, any smudges that appear on the way through your intention and manifestation. Scrunch the piece of paper, both hands, scrunch the piece of paper. Visualize yourself in your mind scrunching this piece of paper, and there's a lovely little candle right next to you. Pop it on top of the flame. Let the ether sort the manifestation for you. You've set the intention, you've made the universe aware of what you are going to do and asked for help. Enjoy it as it unravels and unfolds in front of you. Take an inhale through the nose. Blow the candle out through the mouth. Keep going with the breath in the nose. Exhale, mouth. Lovely. Take a full breath in. Sigh it out. Pull it in again. Sigh it out. Lovely. Let the eyes move open. Hug in the knees. Take a nice intuitive movement. Wag of the tail, perhaps a couple of circles of the knees, whatever feels good for you today. We're going to roll onto our left side. Stacked knees, stacked arms, creating a clam shape. I don't have a blanket here to show you, but if you have got a blanket or a scarf or something, you might want to pop it under your head, just so you level out the spine. It's a complete personal choice. We're going to move into clam. So keeping the legs stacked, the feet on top of each other, take an inhale. Exhale, be present in the breath. Inhale, let's open right side clam, lifting that right knee up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, releasing that right side clam. Using this to limber up. Inhale, lift, to connect the body with the breath. Remember, the breath always contains the movement. Exhaling, release. As you inhale, we're externally, rotating that big femur bone. Exhale, replace it. Inhale, lifting that big femur bone up towards the ceiling. You might feel a little bit of resistance through the right side glute and the hip area. That's okay, release. That synovial fluid within that hip joint is being awoken. Inhale, lift the right knee, keeping the feet together. Exhale, release. Lovely. Keeping the thighs and the right knee together, we're going to take the right foot and shin up towards the ceiling on an inhale, opening clam sort of backwards. I know that we all got a little bit confused in session this week. Exhale, release, and that's okay. It's these somatic movements are supposed to question the human brain train of thought. Inhaling, opening right foot up towards the ceiling as we internally rotate femur. Exhale, release down. They're supposed to challenge us, these movements, make us slow down. Keep moving, inhaling, lifting right foot, and to notice the skeletal system. and how it's feeling today. You might find one side easier than the other. Release the right foot down. Lovely. Roll onto your backs. Hands either side of the body. Feet on the floor. Take an inhale. Hips, pelvis move up towards the ceiling. And slither the spine back down on the exhale. A couple more. Lovely. Let's roll on to right side clown. I'm just going to turn around so you can see me. Stacking the legs. Arms stacked. Inhale, let's open that top knee up towards ceiling. Externally rotating big femur bone. Exhale, relax it back down. Don't just like slump it down though. Control the movements. Inhale, open. Control the movements. Feel into the resistance at the top. Exhale and release. Be gentle and sensual with the body. You open your clam wings, clam wing legs, leg bones. One more. Be gentle with yourself. The flow is coming. The spice is arriving. Lovely. Relax top knee. Let's take an inhale. Consciously exhale. Lovely. Keeping thigh and knees together. Inhale. Let's take the foot and the shin of the left leg up to the ceiling towards the right hand. Relaxing back down. Be gentle. Inhale, open, feel the resistance. Exhale as you internally rotate that big femur bone. It's a big old boy. There's a lot of, Pop's just agreed, there's a lot of work for you, you know. It attaches to your hub, the pelvis, where all those organs sit. A lot of energy centers. One more, inhaling. Lovely, relax, back down. All the way onto your back, moving through your bridge, hands either side of bod, push up, inhale, open front body, receive, exhale, release. Let's go, inhale. Let's flow, exhale, release. Begin the inhale, movement follows. Exhale, movement follows. Breath containing the movement. One more. Hold it at the top here. Breathe. Option to interlock the fingers under the butt, walking onto the outside of the arms. This is only an option. It's not a must. Keep breathing. You might like to take one leg up towards the ceiling, right leg or left leg, pointing the toes, feeling the strength. Left leg, release, moving to other leg. If you need it, pointing toe, woo, up towards the ceiling and releasing back down. Untangle the fingers, come back down onto your spine, nose to knees, exhale. Let's roll up. Onto all fours. Find your tabletop position. Hands, knees, feet, cat-cow. Find your flow. Inhale. Exhale. Lovely. Keep moving like this. Lovely. Knees wide, toes together, child's pose, arms extended, forehead towards the floor. Take a moment to revisit that intention, that manifestation of flow. What that means to you in this practice today. Lovely. Let's spring up onto all fours. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. find your first dog. Be gentle. Don't be puffing around or bouncing or forcing too much movement. Just be gentle. Limber up through the feet, the toes, the ankles, the knees, the hips. A little bend in the arms and straighten. And then find a sort of gentle stillness. You can have a little bend in the knees if that's what you need today. Lovely. Drop down onto all fours. Move through your cat-cow. Sit back into child's pose, but have the knees under the hips, not wider than the hips. Arms extended. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, tuck the elbows, chest towards the floor. Let's flow. Inhale, rise. Exhale, retreat. Child's pose. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower. Begin the inhale, move, rise. Exhale, retreat. Move in your own flow. Inhaling, moving, exhaling, moving. Keep it flowing. Breathe, move. Breathe, move. Take a moment to feel the heat being generated in the scapula and the arms and the core as you lower the chest. Feel the pressure through the wrists. If it's too much, just stay in child's pose for a couple rounds of breath. One more. Inhale all the way up. We're going to exhale, hold it here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Back up onto tabletop, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Breathe. Find that juicy exhale. I know you've all got it in you. We practice regularly and I hear the lovely releasing exhales. Let's do 3. Sorry if it's a bit loud down the mic. Pull the breath in. Lovely. Drop the knees, come onto the elbows. Walk the elbows forward a little bit. Keep the palms of the hands on the floor. Untuck the toes and use the weight of the big booty to lengthen through the armpits. So guide the bottom back towards the heels. Forehead travels towards the floor, might touch floor. Breathe into puppy. The beauty of yoga is that you create that strength, that heat, that fire, and then you use it for another source of lengthening. So you create the strength, the body creates this heat, and then we go, aha, not only have we strengthened and create this heat, we can then use the heat we've created from strengthening to lengthen. Come up onto the forearms, back up onto tabletop, downward facing dog. Let's flow. Inhale to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep moving like this. Inhale to plank. Bend in the arms. Exhale, retreat, downward facing dog. Really nice time to practice the breath containing the movement in a more strenuous form. You know how we often limber up and warm up in session on the floor, not creating so much strength and taking the opportunity to connect the body and breath. We're building our practice here. Let's meet in plank. Hold it here for 4. Lovely. Drop the knees, tuck the elbows, lower the chest to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Lift the chest. Breathe. Relax the chest down to the floor. Tuck the toes. Downward facing dog or child's pose. Revisit that sankalpa, that intention, that manifestation, flow. If you're in child's pose, let's meet in downward facing dog. 3 cleansing exhales. Lovely, let's flow. Inhale, plank. Exhale, drop the knees, chest to floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release chest. Inhale, downward facing dog. Let's go. Inhale, plank. Exhale, drop the knees, chaturanga, chest to floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, downward facing dog. Find your dog. 3 juicy, releasing, cleansing breaths. Lovely, let's flow. Inhale, plank. Option to keep the legs straight or drop them to the floor. Exhale, chest to floor, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's go. Inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rise. Exhale, retreat back into downward facing dog. Let's go. Inhale, flow. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You've got it. Let's go once more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Option for child's pose. Cleansing exhales. Lovely. If you're in downward facing dog, drop the knees. Child's pose, wrap the arms right around the legs. Take this opportunity to feel the vibrations start to settle within the body. So with the flow, it's sometimes called a vinyasa flow, it's that flowing technique, or often has those chaturanga movements in that connect the postures within a yoga sequence. And as yogis, we use it as an opportunity to sort of move on to another side of living. So you move through things, breaking through boundaries. Often these types of flows can be quite strong and challenging. And in moments, I know in my personal practice, you can be a little bit like, well, this is quite strong today, but you breathe through it. Relax the face and let the body be strong. Unravel the arms, let's meet on tabletop. Gentle cat-cow. Be gentle. Downward facing dog. 3-legged dog, right leg up towards the ceiling. Point the toe, flex the foot. Pushing through the hands, lift the kneecap on the left leg, ground down. Point the right toe, point the right heel, point and flex. Lovely, inhale. Exhale, bring the right foot under the body, plant it down. Place the hands either side of the right foot. Lift that left leg up into standing splits. So have a bend in the right knee if you need to. Extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. Relax the head down towards the floor. Lovely, left foot to floor meets right, bend the knees. Let's take an inhale, rise high, getting high on your own supply. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to floor, step back to plank. Move through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog, baby cobra. Downward facing dog. Left leg moves up towards the ceiling. Three-legged dog. Grounding down through the right foot. Point and flex left toe. Begin to feel the vibrations gather a little bit more frequently. Lovely. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring left foot under the body, plant it down. You know what's coming. Hands either side of the left foot. Standing splits. Right leg moves up towards the ceiling. Breathe. Lower the head towards the floor. I can certainly feel the vibrations in my left leg spreading to every fingertip in the body. Lovely. Release the right foot down. Bend the knees. Inhale high. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift. Exhale, hands either side of the foot. Step back into downward facing dog. Find your dog. Visit that sankalpa, that manifestation. Flowing. Let's flow once more. Inhale, plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Drop the knees. Wrap the arms around the legs, forehead towards the floor. Find that juicy child's pose. Tune in to the vibrations settling. Tune into what arrives into your head after moving. Tune into what the body is feeding back to the human brain. Just notice what arrives after moving, after flowing. Unravel the arms. Let's meet on all fours. Have the toes untucked. Do the smallest, most gentlest cat-cow you can. Let the body start to relax a little. The flow is complete. Obviously, if you have the time, you could do a little bit more. But you know how I like to build on a practice. Make sure that everyone has the foundations of the practice before we build towards a stronger flowing motion. Slow the breath, slow the movement. Enjoy the vibrations. My body is still vibrating through the forearms, through the shoulders. That's where I'm feeling it. And remember, whatever you've been doing before practice, maybe you had a workout, maybe you were laying around resting. It all adds to how your practice moves, how it feels, how it flows. It's the beauty of yoga. You kind of never know what's going to come out of it. Lovely. Take the bottom back towards the heels. Inhale, let's reach high. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let the eyes close for a moment. Revisit the breath. The breath that surely is different to when we started our practice. Feel the heartbeat Give yourself gratitude for showing up today, switching your device on, tuning in, moving, breathing, lengthening, flowing, releasing, accepting, retreating. Thank you for practicing with me today. If you would like to move into Shavasana after I tune out, which I highly recommend you do, take a nice long one. Enjoy it. It's the beauty of yoga. You can move and breathe strongly, but then you get to lie down at the end. Namaste.